Okay. Okay, we'll just do.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Oh, hi. I didn't know we were starting. Hi, everybody. It's Monday. It is September.
It is the 19th.
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is. I had to look twice.
September flew, man. Well, welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Day Comedy Podcast, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Live. We are live right now from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. Such a great place. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's had a great week. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Is that right?
Say it again.
Hope everybody's had a great weekend.
Everybody has had. So What
Yeah, but you don't. Do
What are you
apostrophe.
using?
You don't do an apostrophe S for has. So
No.
Hope everybody had a great weekend.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you weren't right, but now
I'm
you're right.
I
Yeah.
corrected myself.
Got
which is
it.
a good thing.
Yeah, because your grandma's pretty good.
My grandma's dead.
Both are.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
A lot
my
of death.
grammar.
I feel like I feel like we're just on death this like whole like
What?
handful of days. We've got the Queen. All our grandparents are dead. Death, death, death. Yet Charlie the dog is still alive.
Charlie, 13-year-old dog who's a pain in the ass.
He's such a
We're
pain.
kind of waiting for him to go, but he just lingers.
He's going to live till he's 72. Just
I
getting in the
won't, as long as I'm
way.
with that dog.
Getting in the way of everyone walking all the time.
Yeah, I didn't plan on starting the show off with
With
death.
death. Well, it's Monday. It's got to.
Yeah, my kid's grandfather died yesterday, so all the best to my kids, all the best to their family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's sad stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, hope everybody had a great weekend. What else about the weekend?
Let me think. I mean, it's been nice weather. I've been kind of
Really
excited
nice
about
weather,
that.
yeah. Nice day today.
Sometimes it makes me feel bad because I should like be out there in the yard, because when it's burning hot, like, oh, I'll wait till cooler weather, and then then the cooler weather comes. I'm like, I find everything else to do.
What did we watch this weekend? Did we watch anything good?
Well, we watched something with the guy from The Punisher.
We watched American Gigolo.
Just the first episode.
John Bernthal, who was on The Punisher and
Walking Dead,
and he was in that Bad Sopranos movie. He just had another series on HBO called We Own This City. Great actor. I really like him.
Yeah, you're a fan,
You're
huh?
like so with him, but this we
don't mind
watched
him.
the premiere episode of American Gigolo. Neither one of us have seen the movie, but we're assuming this is the same story. Just
I have no idea. I just remember
another-
Richard Gere was in it, but I
I
didn't.
hate Richard Gere. Talk about a bad actor.
Well,
Ugh.
Pretty Woman, he was good, right? Or anyone could have done that.
I think he didn't do anything special in that movie. Julia Roberts lit the freaking place up.
And the hotel concierge.
Hector Elizondo, whatever his name is. And
He's
even
one of my favorite.
and even Jason Alexander, I thought was great in that movie.
Yeah, but I have a hard time because he was so mean.
Well, that's part of the play. That's what made him good. His role was convincing.
I know. I have a
Richard,
hard time
Richard
with that.
didn't do anything anybody else couldn't have done.
Yeah.
He women loved him in his heyday. That's the only reason he got anywhere in life.
Like, I think the hotel guy is, like, hotter than Richard Gere.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, even
Like,
now,
if I
the guy's in his 80s.
if I had so if they're both in their prime, I think I'd rather sleep with the hotel guy than Richard Gere.
Wow.
Richard Gere's, like, pretty.
Well, there's been rumors about his
He's like a little gentle flower with his little butt
gentle vagina.
and gerbil guy. With that alone, I'd be like,
what is the hotel
what's
guy's
been in
name?
there? Hector
Elizondo, is that it?
Alexandra. I don't know.
Damn,
Maybe
this
maybe
freaking-
someone knows.
This freaking TV, this monitor up here is making me nuts.
Is it the monitor or your phone?
Well, my phone's working and whatnot. Everything's still here.
Yeah. Anyway, tell us you're here because we don't even know you're here. We feel like we're just talking
Yeah,
to.
say hi, everybody. Well, it's showing that we have some views.
Okay, good. Alejandro. I'm just making words up now. But yeah, I always thought he was a great actor. I feel like he was a doctor at some point in his career, not in real life, but
Played a doctor, you mean?
yeah, I envision him in a white jacket.
Well, that's just your sexual fantasies.
Yeah, maybe I was doing some porn with him.
You probably were. I mean, who haven't you done porn with? That's the question.
Not Richard Gere.
Well, understandable.
Yeah, because he's a girl.
So, yeah, we watched American Gigolo. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's got...
Thanks, Jeff.
oh, hi, Bosie. It's got what's her name in it? See, we don't know anybody's name today. Lloyd? Is that our last name? I forget. She's been around. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but she's beautiful. And she was on Boardwalk Empire.
Who'd she play?
She was one of the main guys' mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
And then what else did we watch? I forget.
I don't know. I feel like we watched other things, but I'm
Well, we
drawing a
watched
blank.
She-Hulk.
Ugh.
But it's just...
She-Hulk sucks.
It sucks. Oh, and something. I wanted to like run this by you.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to say her name, but you'll save me. Lori Palmentero?
Palmenteri. The comedian from Governors?
Yeah.
Yeah. Palmenteri.
She
Lori Palmenteri.
posted that she loves the new League of Our Own.
Really?
She's like, every episode is amazing, and she mentions all the actors. I'm like, it blows.
Well, we only watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So they've redone A League of Their Own, which, see, I have an issue with that just on its own, because the movie, A League of Their Own, was almost, it was just one of those movies that was like, everything about it was perfect. The casting was perfect. The dialogue was perfect. The plot was perfect. There wasn't a single thing about that movie. Like, oh, I wish they did this instead, or I wish that part wasn't there. Like, this movie was just
Cross the board good.
Yeah. So you don't. It's like another band recording Stairway to Heaven. You just don't do it. It's the same thing with League of Their Own. You just don't touch it.
You're strict.
It's like, I don't know. It's like.
But how do you know? Maybe
No.
they take a movie and they make it into a great series and everything's perfect. Because we watched the first one. You know how the first episode is always of anything is kind of. I always say, they're just starting to feel each other out. The next episode will be better.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But then the second episode blew. And
Yeah.
that's when we looked at each other like, let's just turn this off.
Because the second episode isn't better than the pilot/first episode.
Yeah.
Forget it. And we're sitting there and like, we're like,
5 get it.
5 get it.
Yeah.
And we just kind of looked at each other. We're like,
Yeah. Yep. It was bad.
So we made a
but-
decision to like leave it alone, and then I go on Facebook and I see Lori's
Well,
like,
right. Lori Palmenteri, she's a great comedian. She's smart, funny. So do we
believe in her and give it another
should
shot?
Should we do it?
If we're desperate, if we don't have Richard Gere playoff movies to watch,
Playoff movies?
Like,
Richard
you
Gere
know.
playoff movies.
you know.
I'd rather continue to give American Gigolo more of a chance. First episode I thought was great.
First episode, I didn't even tell you this. The first episode was so good, I thought you were showing me a movie. I didn't even know it was a series. Remember, like, you're like, what do you think? I was like, well, I think it was great, but like nothing got tied up. And you're like, because it's a series. I'm like,
You were about to say, what a shitty movie. There was nothing. They didn't.
no, it was great. I was
Had
just
no ending.
You ever see, because I've read books like that, like you'll read this whole entire book, and you know what, when you do this with a movie, it's bad, but as a writer, when you do this to someone who buys your book, I just want to smack you. You read, typical novels are, maybe 250 pages, 300, some of them are like 400 or 500, and then it's not tied up, and we wanted to let the reader decide no, it's just not my fucking job. Like that was your work. I just gave you 2 weeks. I gave you 2 weeks and you didn't do your job.
Should we read Bosie's?
I have my own job.
Should we read Bosie's comment, or
Oh, what is it?
Or should we make fun of his bad typing first?
I'll read it. Should I read it the way he wrote?
Read it the way he wrote, sure,
Okay.
if you can.
Good morning, everyone.
Well,
I
yeah.
know. I would rather watch Buck Rogers reruns until my eyes bleed, Blaine, than watch the new version of League of Their Own. At least, yeah, but in fairness to Bosie, because I've been around Bosie a bit,
Yeah.
he got there right. Like, he got the THEIR, which, forget it. He must have been practicing.
Well, all right.
But Buvunk Buck, never mind. I can't do the speech to text thing.
All right, so now translate.
Oh, okay. I would rather watch Buck Rogers reruns until my eyes bleed than watch the new version of League of Their Own.
So so I would rather book Rogers, Buck Rogers. So where did the extra Buck
Blaine.
Rogers come in?
Who?
And then until my eyes bleed, Blaine. So what is Blaine supposed to be?
Well, what's that? Who's that guy that stabs himself in the hand all the time?
David Blaine.
Yeah, so I think he was also sad that David Blaine keeps stabbing himself in the hand. He just didn't want to bring that all out right now. Yeah, that's my final answer.
I would rather watch Buck Rogers reruns until my eyes bleed from David Blaine than watch a new version of League of Their Own.
Yeah.
There's no way that's what he said.
It wasn't good.
Turn the phones on, I'll explain. He said, I guess we can start going back to opening the phones because we have not had a phone issue for a while.
That is true. So call it in.
Do we have the graphic on this new technology, this new software of ours?
Well, I'm sure we're on speed dial in Bosse's world. But
516-465-3990, and there he is.
Hey, Bose.
So did you meet David Blaine?
No, I did not meet David Blaine.
But doesn't it upset you that David Blaine keeps stabbing himself in his own hand?
No.
It's bad enough that 98% of the time I sound like a complete idiot. And then my phone intensifies the stupidity level up another, 18%.
Yes, it's the phone's fault. Absolutely right.
I talk into it. I can't text. I'm doing the whole... And then, no, it doesn't... No, the phone, and then I send, and then I read it, and I go, wow. They're going to read this and go, oh, we have to translate a Bosseism.
So, all right, what were you trying to say?
Okay, so Sallie was able to translate Bosseism the correct way the second time, where it's like, I would rather watch Buck Roger reruns until my eyes bleed rather than watch that new version of that garbage that they threw out there.
Yeah, it was bad.
So, did you actually see it?
Yes, it's horrible. I like I said, what is that? I'm like, it's like I said, it's like a B-listing characters at best.
Did you watch more than one episode?
No, you don't go past that.
You've got nothing to complain about until you've seen the second one. The second one, we were so bored. We couldn't care less.
They are putting out mediocre garbage at best lately. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head with the She-Hulk thing.
Oh, She-Hulk's awful.
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks bad.
But, I mean, what they're reaching. They're reaching. That's what they're doing. They ran out of ideas in the movie world, and they're reaching to grab, what can we grab from the past? Well, this will be great garbage.
Well, all right, let me ask you this. For you and me, this might help for us to watch League of Their Own, because supposedly there's girls kissing and there's lesbianism going on in this show. So would you keep going for that reason?
It's a hard debate, Tony. It's a hard debate.
Well, it could be hard, yes.
I'm going to say no, because here we are in America, and porn is just at the end of our fingertips. Why not just hit porn and watch girls kiss rather than invest yourself in a really boring series? I'm really disappointed about it.
Case in point, might as well go ahead and watch Days of Our Lives.
Right.
If you're good, if you want to watch women kiss, they're putting out. Listen, my opinion. I mean, you had Lori Palmentari's opinion. My opinion, absolute garbage. I wouldn't suggest it to anybody.
Yeah, me either.
I give it one popcorn.
Well, Lori Palmentari, though, she's a lot smarter than the three of us combined.
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, and after everyone got to see my last text, that's a complete obvious.
And then,
all right, listen,
go ahead.
I wanted to just chime in about, my anti-stupidity and the fact that, I'm really not enjoying... I said, I saw the one episode, I was like, no, I'm good.
Well, you didn't convince anybody of either one.
Thank you. I'm always glad to be not of help.
Come see Jeff Bosse this Saturday at the Bellport Brewery, where he's going to be kicking ass in a Knockem Dead comedy murder mystery.
Absolutely. Guys, check it out. Get your tickets. Come down and see it.
Absolutely. And don't forget November 5th as well. Jeff Bosey performing in the Giggle Room with Rada and Keegan and some other great comedians.
Absolutely. Come down November 5th. But before November 5th, there's October 29th in the Giggle Room.
October 28th in the Giggle Room.
28th. The 28th. The 20. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Well, we just made it better for everybody. They get to come down a day earlier.
There you go. All right, you guys have a great day and a good show. Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Pal. Jeff Bosey, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, October 28th, Knockem Dead Comedy right here in the Giggle Room at Governor's. Govs.com. Get yourself the reservations. And, yeah, Jeff Bosey is kicking ass as a member of Knockem Dead Comedy. He's doing a great job. What is that?
Is this what you're talking about?
I don't know. I can't see what it is. Oh, yes. Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so I was just going to, I know you're going to talk about it later, but just, like, get that out there anyway.
It's an 80s-themed murder mystery show in time for Halloween. What's better at Halloween than a murder and...
Are you laughing at me?
I am laughing as I'm watching you try to figure out what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
In time for Halloween, you get a murder, you get a costume contest. It's going to be a lot of fun right here, your favorite comedy club. What are you doing?
I was trying to get the red dot away. Oh, got it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Costume contest and murder, just in time for Halloween, right here at Governor's in the Giggle Room. It's an 80s themed party. Dress up in your favorite 80s costumes or any costume at all, and it's going to be a great night. So come join us. Govs.com. Make your reservations. Lots of great shows here at Governor's this weekend. Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson is hilarious.
Oh, cool.
You would know him if you saw him.
Okay.
Liz Mealy, Medium Robert Hansen, Tom Eshelman, Mike Fenoya. If you want to see any of those people, go to govs.com. They'll all be at a Governor's Comedy Club this weekend, whether it's Governor's in Levittown, the Brokerage in Belmore, or McGuire's in Bohemia. McGuire's in Bohemia.
Nice.
All right. Well, speaking of actors that we don't like.
Oh, there's a bunch. What?
54 Below.
54 Below is a... Explain it.
54 Below is the old Studio 54. Well, it's below. It's the basement of the old Studio 54. It's a nightclub now, and it's actually, it's kind of known for, like it's a big Broadway crowd.
Entertainment.
Yeah, but it's not just, when you say entertainment, that could be a variety of things. Like you won't get a heavy metal band in there.
No.
It's mostly like Broadway and TV stars doing, putting on some kind of show in there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Broadway stars, like if like Monday nights, for example, is a big night at this place because Monday nights is when a lot of Broadway shows are dark.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of them will go in there on a Monday night.
If they don't have anything to do.
Well, and they'll perform. Or a lot of them, if like, let's just say a show like Cats that was on Broadway for, 1,800 years. If I'm a cast member in that show and I'm performing that for like 5 years, I might go to 54 Below where I can perform other show tunes or I can do something different like rock. So it's kind of known for that. But I saw an ad where it was an ad for an upcoming show. Tony Danza singing your favorite American standards and telling stories.
Oh, no.
When did Tony Danza become a singer?
Is he a singer?
I
don't remember him I don't remember him singing on the show.
Well, what show?
Who's the Boss? Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, Who's the Boss? He was on Taxi.
Because you remember Laverne and Shirley? Who's the guy that was always like dancing and singing?
Carmine Ragusa.
Like you couldn't shut that guy up. Like you knew he had a good voice. So
Eddie Mecca.
I have no recollection of Tony Danza singing his heart out on that.
We almost got Eddie Mecca to do a murder mystery with us. Years ago, we were doing a show at that dump out east, the Suffolk Theater.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of. Although somebody else is running it now, so maybe it's better. Anyway, we were going to do a show there, and we were selling a lot of tickets. And one of our cast members dropped a bomb that he couldn't do the show. So like, oh, what do we do? Didn't Tony Danza do some Broadway stuff? Asked Jeff. Did he? Where? When? So, yeah. So we were like, so what do we do? We got to get another performer. And we were like, well, maybe we can sell the place out if we got a name.
Okay.
So we couldn't afford a name.
So you thought of Laverne and Shirley.
Well, I started going through, like, I started running, like, I went on the internet, started looking at people that are still around, but
it's a great idea.
But you don't really hear about, that much anymore. So I came across Eddie Mecca, Carmine from Laverne and Shirley.
I can still picture him leaping and then punching people.
Well, that was the thing. He's apparently still doing, like, he's still singing and dancing.
The leaping and punching people.
So I was like, all right, maybe it's worth a shot. Let me see, if it's possible to get this guy. So I did some more research. I found a way to contact him. He wanted $2,000 plus accommodations and travel to do the show, which isn't bad, but that was out of our budget, so we had to pass.
Yeah.
And then we tried to get Burt Young, who played Paulie in the Rocky movies, because he lives on Long Island. So we tried to get him, but he never even responded to us. But then
he's alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, yeah. Huh. But then the guy in our cast who couldn't do it then
came back
and said, I rearranged my schedule, so we were fine. But so Jeff is saying that Tony Danza has performed Broadway show tunes. Where? When? I didn't know this. And I didn't know that because I don't watch anything that Tony Danza's in. I am not a fan of Tony Danza.
You really don't like him?
The guy can't act to save his life. Who's the boss? People should be punished. The people that made that show should be punished. Anybody that watched that show should be punished. If that was not...
I've seen it.
That show was the perfect example of bad, goofy, crappy 80s sitcoms.
But what are you going to do? It's like,
That show was awful.
Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, it's the only thing on.
Well,
what are you going to do at that time?
Throw on something better. Something else.
We had channels 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm the maid of this house. That was Tony Danza every week.
Yeah.
And he acts that way in everything he does.
You liked him on Taxi, though, right?
I didn't like him on Taxi.
I didn't either.
But what they did with him, there was no acting involved. It was just go up there and be you. I mean, the guy was a boxer before Taxi.
They just used him because he was like, supposedly a good-looking guy.
Is he a good-looking guy? Or was he a good-looking guy in his prime?
Not from me, because I have a problem being attracted to dopes, and that's my problem with the Punisher guy is just
John Bernthal.
Yeah, I don't know him in real life, but everything he is in, he's kind of a dope.
I disagree. He wasn't a dope in this American Gigolo thing. Maybe a little bit.
A little bit of a dope.
He wasn't a dope in We Own This City. He made mistakes, and he got
when he was a cop.
Yeah,
he was freaking dope. He was a dope.
He just thought he was indestructible.
Yeah.
He wasn't a dope on The Sopranos.
He wasn't like a thoughtful, thinking officer. He was like,
So Bosie said that Tony Danza played Max I forget how you pronounce it, Baileystock on Broadway in The Producers. Somebody put Tony Danza in The Producers?
No, maybe he does.
What are you thinking?
He didn't sing on Taxi either.
All right, so I guess he does sing, but I guarantee it's not good. And you're telling me you couldn't get somebody better? You're telling me that his name is a draw to get people to come to The Producers? The guy sucks. And I don't know anybody that has ever said, yeah, I went to see that movie because Tony Danza's in it.
No one.
I've never met anybody.
Has ever said that.
I will be fair. In the remake of the movie 12 Angry Men, Tony Danza was good in that.
Yeah, but anyone could have done that.
Yeah, he didn't do anything special.
Right.
But I thought he was good.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe, doing drama should be more of his thing, but it's too late now. The guy's probably pushing 70 at this point.
Yeah, how good of a voice could he have that you want to hear songs from him?
Yeah, I can't imagine. I did it my way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And now he's going to go to 54 Below, like because he was in The Producers on Broadway? Like, Tony Danza is not a Broadway star. He is nothing more than Who's the Boss. Like, he shouldn't have, didn't deserve to graduate to do anything past that. Remember even at a talk show like 10 years ago, a daytime talk show?
Yeah, it was awful.
So, you're in a thing. What's the thing?
Yeah.
Like, he gets to sing, then he gets to interview people. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
He's 71. Wow. Posey says he's next on the Deadpool. We should be so lucky.
Yeah.
71. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I just never saw the attraction to that guy.
Right.
And it makes me mad when people who suck do non-sucky things.
Yeah. Like you're jealous about it or something? Or you just think they could do better. They could throw better stuff our way.
I try not to get jealous because I try to look at people and say, well, good for them. They got that thing. But
sure.
Do I think I could do a better talk show? I think I do a better talk show in here than Tony Danza
You're
did.
A very good interviewer.
Oh, well, thank you. We should try and get him in here.
Yeah.
Oh, should we do that?
Well,
and
not now.
That would be my first question. Tony, why do you think you get to do such cool things when you're not good at them?
When you're dope.
He is a Long Islander.
That is funny.
I couldn't imagine having an interview because I have to be nice. We've been fortunate that we've interviewed people in here whose work we admire.
Yeah. We haven't
So I can
interviewed
tell them
anyone. Yeah, we haven't interviewed anyone that we do not like.
And the only person that I don't want to say nervous, but the only person I wasn't so sure about was Ray Abruzzo from The Sopranos, because he was great, I thought, as
Carmine.
Little Carmine on The Sopranos. But I didn't know much about him outside of that.
I thought he was really funny. I liked him.
Oh, I thought he was great on The Sopranos. But again, I didn't know much about him outside of The Sopranos. So it's not like I could say to him, big fan of your work, Ray. Where Bill Champlin, formerly of the band Chicago, when he was on.
You knew him.
I know a lot of his work. I know the band Chicago well. So I was able to really know and delve into this stuff.
Yeah.
Or even Mark White. You know, I knew the Spin Doctors well. I was a big fan of their work. So I was able to talk to him, and we spurned a friendship with him. Spurned?
Right.
Spurned a friendship? That's the right word, right?
It can't be.
And we developed a friendship with him.
Yeah.
But Ray Abruzzo I didn't know enough about. But then he was so funny and such a great guy that day that it worked out. And then as a result of that, then I went back and started watching some stuff he's been a part of.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I liked him.
But Tony Danza, if someone came in here and said, hey, look, Tony Danza, I know I have a connection. I'm going to get him in here. I'd be like, okay.
You'd be like,
okay.
Yeah. Like,
maybe I'd ask Don to interview him or something. And
yeah,
I would
you
just
would
sit
pawn
back.
it off.
Or we'll get Carrie Karavis or something.
Like Nicolas Cage, you'd be like,
If I had to talk to Nicolas Cage, I'd probably just talk to him about Raising Arizona. Because that's, I think, one of the only movies I liked him in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I liked him in. Although he just had that other movie out that looked really good where he plays himself.
Oh, no, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, it looked pretty funny.
But you'd watch it?
I'd watch it because it looked funny, yeah.
Yeah.
And Face Off. Face Off, although I thought he sucked in it, I loved the movie. And The Rock.
Think he sucked in it.
I thought he sucked in it. And I thought he really sucked in The Rock. But and even though that movie is really light on plot, it was so fun to watch.
I love that movie, too.
I do.
Sean Connery, right?
Sean Connery, yeah.
Yeah. I like that movie. I liked him in yeah, I mean, I know what you always say, how someone else could replace him and do like a better job, but there's some movies that I really liked him in. Like I don't know, all of those that you mentioned, and what's the one with Cher?
Moonlighting.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, Moonlighting.
Yeah? Moonlighting?
I thought he was great in
It's
that.
not Moonlighting. Moonlighting was a TV show with Bruce Willis.
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. Thank you.
Moonstruck.
Bosie, I could eat a peach for hours. Peach is the last name of his friend next door. Bob Peach.
Bob Peach.
Yeah, he can eat Bob Peach for hours.
Okay. One of the things that I wrote that we might talk about today is I wrote something about how, like, just keep kids home, and I just wanted to like talk about this because I was reading a little bit about the Queen and the funeral, and
Which is it still going on right now?
yeah, it's live. So I don't even know what happened with this, but
I think she died in the end.
But the AIDS.
She had AIDS?
She did not have AIDS.
Oh.
Do not even say that. That's not even funny.
You're the one who brought it up.
Had AIDS.
What's wrong with you? Don't make fun of AIDS.
AIDS were urging Prince William to bring his children to the funeral. Remember that one game that we saw? It was like, I don't know, some tennis match or something where they had the 3 kids sitting there and the one.
Oh, it was a concert.
Yeah.
Yes, and his son started to act up, and he was like yelling at his mom.
He was like hitting the mom and stuff like that. But they said that you should bring the children because it'll send a powerful symbolic message to the public about monarchy and reassure the nation of the order of succession. Like, you know, when the king dies, who's going to take its place. And they have children right now that are 9, 7, and 4. It's George, Charlotte, and Louis.
Oh, they have 3 kids?
Yeah. Well, Louis was the one that was like a little rambunctious.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking, like, what do you think about that? Like, part of me, I always, like, just keep the kids at home. Like, and it's not even just like, oh, let me protect them from the funeral. But, you know, this is like a serious thing. And I guess you want, like, kids to be a part of things. I'm not even talking about funerals. Like, bringing your kids places where you're going to have to worry about them acting out. If you're worried that your kids just aren't going to be able to sit still for 5 hours, I mean, they obviously are not poor. They can get a really good babysitter for the hour.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I was just thinking. First off, yeah, I'm not in favor of bringing the kids anywhere. Kids, we have them for child labor. That's the only reason we have kids.
They smell and they're sticky.
But in this case, when you have as much money as they do, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 nannies that they have that have a great rapport with the kids, where you go to the funeral and this little bastard starts acting up. Well, nanny number 1, can you grab him and take him out, please? Take him for a walk and come back in when he's
go
calmed
feed the
down.
ducks. Go do something while like.
Right. Go outside and run around so he tires out and falls asleep for the next 2 days.
Yeah, it's just too much. So I think I don't know if the children are there, but word out on the street was that George and Charlotte, the 9 and 7-year-old, were going to go, but they were going to do something else with Louis, who seems to be the problem child.
Well, he's what, 3?
He's 4.
4, of course. What do you expect?
But even 7 and 9, like, you just what are they doing? They're just sitting there listening to people speak after speak, talk after talk.
I was 5 and I was not allowed to go to my grandfather's funeral.
Yeah.
Because I was a loud, crying little prick. So rightfully so. And I didn't even have a nanny. We weren't rich. I lived with my grandmother, but it was her husband that died.
Locked you in a closet.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was a chain, so I was able to walk around. So I could walk to the bathroom. I could walk to the kitchen.
Yeah. Did Frank go?
They did turn the heat off, and I think they left me 1 bottle of water or 1 glass of water. Then the water was turned off.
That you couldn't really reach, but it gave you something to do to try for.
Exactly.
Kind of like the toy and the biscuit and the conch for the dogs. Like,
yes.
You're not going to be able to get this out, but if you're going to spend 4 or 5 hours trying.
And that was the thing. I spent all that time trying, and then all of a sudden they were home. Frank was allowed to go. See, Frank was always a nice boy.
Huh.
He was never loud. He was never, he never made a scene. He just, he never cried and carried on. He wasn't a brat. He was just a weirdo. So
a quiet weirdo.
He was a quiet weirdo. And, everybody was always, plus he was always sick as a child. So it was always, there's little Frankie, because, he was sick.
Yeah.
It was like, sympathy stuff.
Maybe he was just sick of people doing that in his face.
So he always got to go places, and you know, and that's still the case today.
You're
just
not
get
allowed.
Yeah, and then a lot of, and I swear to God, a lot of people from when we were kids that we've seen today. In fact, I was with you at one of them, where you saw a girl that you went to high school with who knew Frank when we were kids.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hi, how you doing? I'm Frank Walker's brother." Frank had a brother? Like Frank's known this girl for at least 40 years. And Frank had a brother? And I was like, well, yeah, I was the mean one who was chained up.
Yeah.
Oh, she goes, oh,
Without
the chained
water.
up Walker. Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, bring the kid and just have the nanny on the ready.
So bring
ready
them, but as your parents, like you're always gonna think, oh, how's he doing?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm just gonna worry. I'm just gonna be like, just stay home.
For that couple, the nannies are doing more with those kids than they are.
Yeah, maybe.
The kids are fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, not once. Plus, what am I worrying about? They're the most guarded family in the world with the biggest security. He's not running into the middle of this parking lot.
I just think it's weird that like they are asked to bring the kids just because it'll look good for the public. Like, you know what? Do what's best for the kid. If the kid is happier feeding ducks that day than coming and walking through a procession of funeral things, like do what's best for like the kid and yourself.
Yes.
I wouldn't parade kids around just because it looked better. What?
I think that's my mother. My mother just commented.
What'd she say?
You don't see it right there?
No. Oh, all right. Frank was my favorite.
Frank was everybody's favorite.
So what is her name? Tony's mom, Ann. Oh, okay. Got it. Tony's
wow,
mom,
that
Ann.
took a lot of time.
From here, it was like Mo Man. And then I
What?
came over there and I was like, why is she calling herself Mo Man?
To New York State Mo Man.
To New York. New York. Yeah, New York State. That's
Mo
so funny.
Man.
Well, anyway, Frank was Mo Man's favorite.
People that didn't even know us said, oh, he's my favorite. I saw something yesterday I wanted to tell you about that I didn't tell you about.
Oh, purposely to be like surprise me on the show? You just forgot.
No, I forgot. And then when I remembered this morning, I was like, oh, I may as well just wait till the show.
Put on the show.
There's not much to this story, but it was still a little weird anyway. So yesterday was a weird day.
Yeah.
My kid's grandfather passed away. So there was a lot of, running around and taking the kids places, make sure they're okay, especially my daughter, 'cause she doesn't drive. And I took her to see New York State Mo Man at one point. And then later in the day, then I took her to see, her mother was at her parents' house. So I took my daughter over there to see her. And then at one point she just asked to go for a ride down by the beach. So I took a ride down there, and I needed to, so we're on the way back, and now we're coming home, and I needed to get gas. So I stopped at, well, I always have gas.
You always have gas.
So,
yeah.
I stopped at the Shell station.
Yes, I love that Shell station.
On Merrick Road in Seaford. Right across the street is a Stop and Shop supermarket. Yes. So I'm just standing there pumping.
Yeah, you are.
Just standing there pumping the gas.
Now everyone's thinking, who's in the car but your daughter? Now we're really,
stop it.
Really.
So pumping the gas, and I'm just, now for those of you who don't know, Merrick Road it's a main road. It's only 2 lanes going east, 2 lanes going west, but it's a main road. But it's full, and it goes, I don't know, like through. It goes all through Long Island and then even into Queens a little bit.
Yeah.
So it goes on forever.
It's hectic though. It's really hectic.
That's what I was about to say. It's not a highway. It has lights and stores and sidewalks, and it almost like a lot of towns have their downtown on this road, so it's a busy road. So I'm just pumping gas and I'm just kind of looking around, a little tired because it was a crazy day. And so I hear a car honking its horn.
What's wrong?
What does it say on top of? Oh, first. Oh,
Yeah.
So this thing.
So New York State Moman, it's the first time that she chatted.
So this software that we're using actually tells us that it's the first time this person is commenting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. So, I'm just pumping gas. I'm just kind of looking around, and I hear a car horn, somebody honking their horn. So I look over and I see a car. There's a car turning into the Stop and Shop center, and the car behind him is honking like crazy.
And these cars are going east.
They're going west.
Oh, why can't he just make a quick right?
Well, he was.
Oh.
That's
and he was beeping at him?
The guy behind him was beeping at him. But that's my point. I don't know. Personally, I'm thinking there was more to this. Like the guy must have cut him off like a mile back or something. I'm thinking there was more to this.
Okay.
Then, so the guy turns in.
Okay.
But then the car that was honking behind him, he turns in to Stop and Shop too.
Oh, boy.
So then I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe they just know each other and they were messing around.
Oh.
The first car parks in the very first spot right there. The other car turns in and goes into the parking lot. So again, I'm thinking maybe they both work at Stop and Shop and they're just parking.
Okay.
But the first guy who parked immediately, he gets out. The other car parked about like in the middle of the lot. But this guy gets out of his car and now is like he's sprinting towards that other car.
No way.
And I think he even might have been yelling.
Just because he got beeped at? A lot of people don't like to be beeped at.
Well, again, I have no idea what the situation was, but I'm just telling you what I saw. So then so the car is parked, but the guy was still in the car. So he must have seen this guy sprinting towards him because all of a sudden he backs out of that spot. And he's like hightailing. This guy's trying to get to him. He took off. He left the lot. He was flying west on Merrick.
Wow.
And this guy was still yelling. Now, at this point, he was definitely yelling, and he's screaming. And I'm just watching this. I'm like, holy shit. But he then shut his car off, and he went into Stop and Shop. So I have no idea. So that's my whole story.
Okay over there.
Well, I told you I was getting gas. Speaking of gas, Fremda says the gay gas station attendant by me likes to pump gas. Well, why does it have to be gay?
Yeah.
Fremder.
Yeah, so I think it's the beeping thing. A lot of people get really mad if they get. I have had cars and then gotten a new car and I've never used the horn. Like I'm not a beeper. Like I just don't do it. I'm like patient. I wait. If you're fucking up on the road, you're fucking up on the road. And I'll just like wait, I mean, if we're at a light and it's just me and the guy in front of me and he's, not knowing that it's green, I'll give it like 10 seconds, but then I'll like go.
Are you squeaking a mouse?
Yeah, like that light. Like it's almost like just. Yeah, and that will probably be, in all honesty, the only time I'll ever use a horn in my car. People get really pissed off when they get and I don't even get mad when people beep at me, but like I've seen it. Remember that teacher that I loved in high school?
Well,
Dr. Cohen.
Oh, yes.
So me and him were going somewhere. So we were in the car and we were on like a side road, and all of a sudden he was my biology teacher. And some guy behind him, he's at a stop sign, and some guy behind him beeps, and he hasn't. I don't even know why he stopped.
You were in the car with this man?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, and so the guy like just kind of like a medium horn, like not, but not my.
I've never heard a horn like that.
Not my either. It was like kind of in the middle. Well, Dr. Cohen stops his car. He goes flying out of the car. He opens up this guy's thing and starts screaming at this guy.
He went to the guy's car, opened up his door?
Opened up his door and started screaming at the guy.
Wow.
I thought the guy was going to, like, shit himself.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like...
I did that once. I was driving on the Long Island...
but let me finish. So then he gets back in the car, and as he's walking into the car, I'm thinking... I don't even want to be in this car.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know. I was like, should I, like, if he's that unstable, that he's going to park his car, get out of the car, open up a door, and start screaming at a guy, I don't want to be there. Well, he comes walking, and it didn't go well. Like, the guy didn't yell back or anything. I think he just answered him, and he yelled at him even more. And then he actually closed the guy's door. Like, he opened the door and closed the guy's door. So he comes, like, walking back, and I'm like, so I'm just, like, sitting there like this. I don't know, I was like 16, 17 years old or something.
Okay.
So I'm just, like, sitting there, and he, like, gets back in the car, and he's in the best mood. It was the weirdest thing.
I think that would freak me out even more, honestly.
Yeah. No, I wasn't comforted by it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, he was like, last time he'll ever do anything like that. And then he just, like, starts going, and he's in, like, the greatest mood. Weird. Yeah.
I was on the Long Island Expressway service road once, heading east, and a white van comes off the expressway.
And they were going to take you and molest you like they do 12-year-old girls.
No, I'm up for good molesting. But the van comes, up the entrance ramp, and just he doesn't stop to look to see what cars are coming. He just cuts me right off. And it was one of those moments where you wonder how you didn't hit.
Yeah.
So I was pissed, and I was going, and I was, he cut me off so bad that I had to swerve, and I swerved, and I was going around him. So as I went around him, I honked and I gave him the finger.
Wow.
So I get to the next light. I'm sitting at the light. The van comes right up on my ass. It was right out of a movie. Out of this van, this guy was like 7 feet, 500 pounds. It was Andre the Giant. I'm telling you. And so I see this guy in my mirror, and he's walking towards me, and I can see he's talking to himself. I'm like, oh my God.
You're just gonna die.
What am I going to do? I just locked the door, and I'm holding. Oh yeah, I locked the door, and I'm holding onto the steering wheel, and I'm just looking straight. This guy's now on my left. His face is right in the window, and he's screaming.
Is he like the spit particles are like hitting the window?
Yeah, well, they're bouncing back and hitting him in the face. That's how close he was. And I swear to God, because this guy was huge, so I'm just sitting there like this. And he's yelling, kick your ass. And
did he bang your car at all?
No. And he just said what he had to say, and then off he went back to his van, and the light turned green.
And you ran?
I
like a little schoolgirl with ringlets?
I took off pretty fast, and then I found, once I knew exactly where I was, and I knew side streets to get to where I was going.
Pulled off for a second.
I made the quickest right I could make, and then I just continued all the way home on side streets.
Yeah.
Because I was a wimp.
Freaked.
But still am.
No, you're not a wimp. It's just, who expects that? Like, you're as a driver, you're supposed to be kind of like everyone's equal in a car. So he totally screwed up, pissed you off. Like, think about all the badness that could have happened if you didn't have the reflexes you have to get out of his way. And like, it's not like, I can't even say to you, well, you don't know how difficult it is to drive, like, a big van like that because you have a commercial driver's license. So, like, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah.
I want to take a look over here.
What?
What's happening over here? Oh.
What are you reading?
Fremder, I was just looking because Fremder had a comment that was held back. So I was just looking to see what it was.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at this.
No. Oh, what happened? Do we not have hashtags today?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, so what's that about? Oh, down there?
I don't know. It's just the bottom.
All right. And where are the hashtags?
Right here.
Oh. Oh, because they were asking for... Oh,
that's just always there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, here, let me put on this and you can see if we get, like, any more. But, yeah, so Fremder held a message for a reason, which is sex-based terms.
That's what... So that's not a Twitch... Is that Twitch holding it back, or is it...
Yeah.
Like the software has some kind of...
I think it's Twitch.
Oh.
I can allow it if you want.
They let me make the gay comment about pumping gas, but they wouldn't let me explain it. They checked my message and wouldn't post it. All right. Hashtags are in the...
I'll allow it.
Hashtags are in the pipe, and I'm smoking right now. What?
It was something about...
Hashtag. Got it.
A butt. I allowed it. I allowed your stuff, Fremder.
Oh, you're allowed to overwrite it?
Yeah.
All right, so you allowed
'Cause
it.
I have the power.
But you allowed it, but where is it? I don't...
It'll come up now. Oh, that really hurt bad.
Why did you do that?
'Cause I just misjudged where the microphone was.
So, do we still have the Comic Sans photo?
Yeah. Somewhere.
So, our one and only Don Sill, can you scale that back a little bit so we can see the whole thing?
Yeah, let me look at it.
Our one and only Don Sill, as we've been talking about quite a bit, has made a movie called Comic Sans. He wrote it, he directed it, he produced it, and he's starring in it. Also featuring Joey Petroni, Shari Poland, Jeff Bosey, Eric Haft, Andrew Plagianos, Joey Cola, Carrie Caravis, Austin Brooks, and myself. I believe I named everybody. We've been talking about it quite a bit. We filmed it here at Governor's. My son Zach was the assistant director. His girlfriend Leslie was the director of photography, and lots of great, talented people worked on it behind the scenes. Well, Don has... you right?
Yeah.
Oh. Don has been editing it, and he is pretty much done with it. So, we are now working on a premiere. What's happening here is Don is going to... he's starting to send this off to festivals, and that's where he wants this thing to be seen. Short film festivals. So he, so this isn't something that you're going to find on YouTube or anything. Maybe maybe a couple of years down the road, but not anytime soon. So he's entering it in festivals, and what he wants to do is we're working on having a premiere where people can come see it. Mm-hmm. So we're working on those details now. And what we're going to do is we're going to give away some passes for some of you guys to join us and come see it. Because, of course, it's going to be, for the cast and the crew and all that stuff. But we're going to open it up and get some of you guys to join us.
Okay.
So we're going to keep you up to date when this is going to happen, and and then we'll figure out a way to maybe make some kind of contest out of it where we get you guys to come see it, and we're going to make a cool event out of it. We're going to have we're going to get maybe one or two comedians to because the movies the whole thing is only a half hour, so it's not like so it's not like. So to fill the time and make it more of a fun event, we're going to get a comedian or two to open up the show and do a set. Don's going to go up, say a few words. We're going to show the film, and then we're going to do a Q&A after the film.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so
okay.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Fremder says, I would love to see that. I'll buy tickets, though. Well, this will be the only way for you guys to see it. It won't be something where... It won't be open to buying tickets. It's just going to be a private event. So we'll keep you updated. And Fremder, I think your chances are pretty good of getting in.
Dun, dun.
So that's that. Very excited about that, by the way. I have not seen it. You have not seen it.
No.
I told Don...
I've seen a couple of clips.
Yeah, we've seen some clips, yeah.
Yeah.
But I told Don yesterday I don't want to see it in advance.
You want to see it in the theater?
I want to wait till the theater, and then. So if any of you guys who worked on this movie, you can blame me. I said to Don, I wouldn't show it to the cast and crew privately. I would just have this screening.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I said,
just do it all in one shot.
Right. I said because you'll kill the buzz.
Yeah.
Because these guys,
if
they see it ahead of time, then they're not going to be as excited to go to this premiere. They won't bring their family and friends.
I think it's good advice.
So keep the buzz going, and let's all and it'll be fun for all of us to see it together for the first time.
Do you festivals, do they have any rules? Like you can't premiere it before a festival? Like I just wondered, you have to do all the festival stuff first?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like, only things can be submitted if they haven't been shown before? I don't know. These are the things I worry about day and night.
I'm sure Don is on top of that stuff.
New York State MoMan should follow us.
She does.
Oh, she's already on here?
I thought you couldn't comment if you didn't follow us.
All right, I just don't see her.
I think it's safe to say she does follow.
I don't see New York State MoMan. Just saying.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because we're new on Twitch.
Yeah.
She definitely didn't have a Twitch account before that.
Yeah.
So, and having to set up an account, who do you think did that?
You. And you followed yourself?
Well.
Did you go and follow yourself?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say when I set up her account that I followed this page.
Okay. All right.
And again, I'm almost positive you can't comment on a video unless you're following that page.
Okay, good.
Which else? We thank you all for, by the way. Thank you for following us over to Twitch and supporting us and being here with us. Please share our show, as you see above Sallie's head. Please share our show on all your social media places.
Yeah.
Post a link. Tell everybody you know about the fun shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We have some great shows here. We have some great shows coming your way soon.
Yeah.
So please continue to support our page. We appreciate it very much. And we appreciate the support with Comic Sans as well. Oh, all right. So I got a question.
Shoot.
Or I'm sorry. Am I taking over? Do you have anything?
You're not taking over. The only thing that I wanted to say that I thought was like hilarious, what happened to me the other day, is I still have like you guys know my sister passed away a few months ago, so I still have her iPhone, and like I haven't done anything with it. I know it sounds like really kind of goofy, but every day I'll read her Facebook post from the past, and it makes me like laugh, and I just have like a good time in the morning, just like thinking about her like once a day. And kind of like my goal is after the first year, like I think she passed May 14th. So
correct.
After the first year, I'll, do something with the phone, whether, one of us will take it.
But in the meantime, you're just snooping
your
through
phone's
her phone.
crappy. You should probably, you know what I mean? Like we'll do something because she's got a really good phone. But I just don't want to do anything with it yet. I feel better just paying her like simple charge to keep her phone, and plus like she moved here from Georgia, so there's a lot of people that probably don't know. Like there's been probably 3 occasions where I've actually had to tell someone who's called her and kind of break the news. So I'm happy to do that, and so I'm keeping the phone. But I got a call the other day. This is shitty and funny. She got a call the other day from her oncologist. Like not the actual oncologist, but the assistant in the office, wanting to do a could Cindy please come in so we could do a follow-up visit?
The oncologist's office.
Yeah, like you people.
When she died from cancer.
You people that did like such a shitty job. Now you don't even know she died.
Or they do know, but they didn't tell the department that handles appointments, hey, don't call that one anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and please do that. Don't call us because you did a crap job.
And the poor woman died, for crying out loud. And of all people to call looking for her is the oncologist's office.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like kind of the one regrets that I have is like I wish I would have like forced her to go to like what's a good cancer center?
Sloan Kettering.
Yeah, like a Sloan Center. I wish I would have like encouraged that because she got a recommendation from someone who, I think they're crappy.
What was that?
Well, the guy that was recommended to her was this one doctor who like we all went to him for one reason or another, and he pissed all of us off every time, and finally we just found another general practitioner.
Well, this guy was recommended to us by somebody else, and yeah, this guy was awful.
Yeah, and so this was the big recommendation for like what oncologist to pick, and this idiot like doesn't even know his patients have passed. That's how bad he is. Yeah, and when Cindy was like, she's like, I know you said all my tumors are gone, but I'm having a much harder time breathing. He was like, yeah, that's weird. Oh, is it? Like, can you do something? And then he was like, I'll see you in 3 weeks. Yeah, so I don't know. But so it's already bad enough. But then to like see on her phone this message like, hey, it's been a while. You should come in for a visit. We'd like to see how you are. Like, are you kidding?
It's been a while because I'm dead.
Because I'm dead.
So I think it's going to be even more of a while before you see me.
Yeah, it's going to be a really long time.
Or maybe not. Guess what I found out while I'm up here?
Yeah, right.
I saw your name on a list.
Right.
You have an appointment coming up.
See you soon. Idiot. It's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's just poor, man.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that was the only other thing that I had. So, like, if you have, like, stuff.
That's the only other thing you had?
That's
all right,
the
well, I
only
got a
thing I
question
have.
for you guys. Oh, you know what?
What?
Speaking of having a question.
I have a question about a question.
That's going to be our new segment, correct? We're going to have a question of the day for you guys that we're going to post in advance.
Yeah, and we've been having a little bit of trouble. Like, everyone always complains about Facebook, but I'm kind of steamed about it because Facebook, Tony used to, like, post something about our show, hours before. And then I told him the other day, I'm like, I don't even get a notification of a show that you posted in the morning until, like, at night.
And then we mentioned it to Andy the other day, and he agreed. He said, yeah, I don't get the notification about your show until, like, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Facebook's been even weirder than usual lately. Sorry.
You know what Andy also said?
I'm sure he said a lot of things. Maybe he's going to tell us right now what he said. Is that him? And now this is ringing, too.
I think this is going to be Google.
Well, we'll find out.
Hello?
Thank you for choosing Visa and MasterCard
Visa.
services.
Today's show brought to you by Visa.
Yeah, no, I know when there's when
You
it's.
need to check your phone?
Is it important?
I don't know.
Oh, I just thought you looked.
I did. It was one of those things where I looked, but I didn't look. I just
Kevin
kinda
said
glanced
he's
over.
making up a Chinese effort at Chinese tomorrow and the accounting test.
What? Kevin is making up an effort? What does that mean?
He's making up something for Chinese because he was out sick Friday. Oh, and Sam just said he got a 97 on his accounting. 97 on accounting test.
Well, now he can take a learn to tell time test because his mom's on the air.
What were we talking about? I forget. The question. Oh, yeah. So Andy said also, when we were complaining to him about Facebook, he said that stories gets things out the quickest. So maybe you should put it on stories.
Thanks for that advice.
Do you put it on stories?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you do a lot of stuff that I do not bother with. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. I'm a loser.
So one thing that we've been talking about for a long time is that we need more gimmicks and stuff and contests and stuff in here.
Because people like it.
So we were in the habit for a while of giving out passes to shows here, but we did kind of get out of that. So we'll have to start doing that again. Mm-hmm. And also just more gimmicks. So being the geniuses that we are, because nobody's ever done this before, we said, let's do a question of the day. So because posting seems to take forever to get actually posted, we're going to start as of Wednesday, actually Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to post for the following days. In fact, I'll do it today. I'll post later on today, because usually I post first thing in the morning. The Knockem Day Comedy Podcast today at 11 a.m. Check us out, whatever I write. I usually do that around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to start doing it the night before so that maybe by the morning you'll get the notification. I was going to say I'll do it Thursday for Friday's show because Thursday we're not going to be here because I have a funeral to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be here today. We're here today. We're here tomorrow for Tuesday trivia, and then we'll be back on Friday. But I'll do it tonight. I'll post for tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Just a question you guys can like think about an answer.
Fremder's not a bad idea. Fremder says we should have a skit contest. I just don't. I don't know if we have enough regular viewers that would want to write a skit.
Well, what do? They write it, act in it, and send us the video, and then we decide whose skit was the best.
I just assumed he meant writing it, like we would actually read it, but because then that's a lot of work too. You got to write it, then you got to film it,
hire a production company,
or even if you're doing it yourself on a phone, it's still a lot of work.
I know, I'm just kidding. It's
not a bad idea, Fremder, but I think we need to think that out more. Maybe a video contest. You guys send us a contest. Send us a video of whether it's somebody singing, somebody doing a skit. I don't know.
Do I have to read Fremder's skit?
Yes.
Can you read it and then tell me if I have to read Fremder's skit?
I think you should be the one to read it. Do a skit and then so people would submit the skit and then we would do the skit live on the show. Says Fremder.
We would be his actors?
Yes.
I would have to do what Fremder tells me to do?
Yes.
I have to be a part of this.
Yes.
Oi. Oi.
I need a minute. Hang on. So anyway, so right now we're going to put together a question of the day. So what we're going to do, when I post the night before about the show, we're going to tell you in the post what the question is. So that way, when we talk about it the next day on the show, you guys can have, your own answers already prepared and then put them in the comments or call in, whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah. Should I read one that it might be just to give an example?
You can.
Or keep them all secret.
You can, and then I have a question.
What is the worst song ever and why?
That's
stuff
a great
like that.
one. I love that.
They're all good. I was trying to pick a crappy one.
Can we make that our first one for Friday?
Yeah.
Worst song ever and why?
Okay.
But I have one for just, a topic to talk about today. We got about 10 minutes left.
Sure.
President Biden
Yes.
says the pandemic, he did an interview yesterday where he said the pandemic is over. My question is, do you guys agree?
Who was telling us? We had friends that were telling us that every time they hear that the pandemic is over, they go on the CDC and they find out that 400 people died today.
Well, the numbers in the country are the lowest as far as how much COVID is spreading.
I feel
it's at I believe an all-time low since it started.
I feel like if I agree with Biden, Carol Miner's going to beat me up.
Well, keep in mind, a pandemic being over doesn't mean it's gone. The definition of a pandemic or any kind of disease is when it's prevalent over a whole country or the world. So people are still getting it. People are unfortunately still dying from it. But is it still prevalent? Is it still is it still taking over like it did 2 years ago?
Well, I feel like they were saying that it's just kind of like the flu, it's not ever going to go away. So we could either say to ourselves, we are forever to the end of time going to be in a pandemic, if you go by that, or just emotionally, I feel like we're just done emotionally. For example, Kevin had a slight fever Friday, and he stayed home from school, and he didn't feel good. He felt a little flu-ish and stuff. And a year ago, I would have cracked open a test. And I didn't even test him, and he, the next day he felt great. Sunday he felt even better. He's at school today. And, I just kind of feel like we're not all worried about, I still, when I see people shake hands, I still think, why? Why in the world would you shake that person's hand?
Joan Asher says more cases of vaccinated and boosted getting COVID, and they're getting it more than once. All right, so Joan, are you saying that? So are you saying it's not over? Because, yeah, I mean, people are getting it more than once. People are still getting it, whether they're vaccinated or not. I don't know if that's part of what we're talking about here, but I think even whether they're vaccinated or not, most people who are getting it now, it is more like a flu. Most people their lives aren't in danger anymore if they get it. It does seem like the danger level has definitely, has leveled off.
Yeah, like it seems milder. Like, yeah, that's a good point. Like another friend, she had a cold and a cough for like a week or so. And so she kept testing, kept coming back negative. And then she had to get tested to go see her mom in a nursing home. And they tested her, and she's like, oh, fuck's sake, I have it.
Right.
But...
right, she didn't even know she had it.
And she tested herself like 3 times.
Yeah, all right, so Jones says, yeah, it's just going to be here, not really a pandemic. Yeah, and I agree with that. And so you're agreeing with Biden that it's not, that the pandemic is over.
You can't say to Joan that she agrees with Biden. She just got a rash. What are you doing to the woman?
She's just got COVID just from
you have to put it in
that.
such a way like, okay, in this statement, I don't want to punch Biden in the face. That's all she'll give you.
Bosie says, I'm really aggravated the fact that I tried my best to catch COVID and nothing, not even the virus wants anything to do with me.
Bosie has never gotten it?
I've never had it. Me and Bosie, we've never had it. Has Tony Danza ever had it? He needs to get it.
Yeah.
It just made me mad that he's performing at 54 Below and gets to sing, and like, this guy shouldn't have had a career in show business.
No. A lot of people are they get the job because of how they look and stuff, I suppose. It's whatever look they're looking for at the time. Yeah. Never will I agree with Biden. See,
and then what's that emoji? Is she crying?
I can't tell. Looks like she's, I don't know. What is that?
Yeah, it's
crying?
It's a crying face with a tissue in front of it. Yeah, there it is. See?
Yeah.
So sorry, Joan. I didn't mean to make you cry. How's Danielle, by the way? We haven't talked to Danielle in a long time.
No.
I reached out to her, I think it was earlier this year, asking her to come on the show because she hadn't been here in a while, but she said she was working.
Yeah, she works. The hours that we're here.
She just doesn't love us anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she ever did. I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, so, all right, so I guess, so it seems like you guys agree.
Yeah, I think it's like...
It's still around. It'll always be around. And you know what really bothers me? Just like, years ago when the first nor'easter came through. Get ready, it's a nor'easter, and we all like batten down the hatches because a nor'easter was coming. Mm-hmm. Now everything is a nor'easter.
Yeah.
I guarantee everything now is going to be a COVID.
Yeah.
Here comes COVID-20. Here comes COVID 55. Like, they're all going to be COVIDs now.
Yeah.
And, it's all going to be a big threat. Did you see something about somebody got polio, or they found the polio?
Yeah, polio's still kind of around. It's not done. I mean, that's why we keep getting, polio vaccines. It's not finished.
Yeah. But when was the last time somebody actually had it?
I think it's around.
Yeah.
I think it's around. Like, measles is still around.
Well, true.
Yeah.
The plague. Joan says Danielle is very busy. It's election time. Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
COVID sounds like the name of a... What? I had to stop myself.
Yeah, just stop.
We should have some kind of contest involving Fremder's bad jokes. There must be something we can do with that. We should get the viewers to judge his comments or something, and then if he gets like 5 thumbs down in a row or something, we chop off a finger or something.
A typing finger. He can only go.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Right. So Dana said to me, if people start catching it again, she's going to have to retire her material. Yeah,
right.
That's funny.
I saw Dana McAllister. I went to a Ducks game 2 weeks ago, and I saw 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I saw Dana at the game.
Nice.
It was nice to see her. Hadn't seen her in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did I mention it on Friday? We were supposed to have Chris Thomas on our show last week, but she had to reschedule. Something came up last minute. But she's got a show. She's got a gallery exhibit at the Bethpage Library. Bethpage, actually one town over from us. It's the town Jeff Bosey lives in. Jeff, you have no excuse then. At your town's library, Chris Thomas has a photo exhibit going on. It's photos that she took with her iPhone. So head on over there. It's there for another week. It's the gallery exhibit is on until the end of September.
Nice.
So yeah, we have to make sure we get over there as well.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah. We got a light schedule this week at Gov's Podcasts.
Yeah.
There is we have Steve Squared returns tonight. The Wirt returns tonight. The Wirt's been off for like a month.
Oh, really?
They return tonight. There is no Hershey and the Keegs tomorrow.
No, next week.
We're off Wednesday and Thursday this week. Donversations has returned, but now he's moving. Donversations is now.
Is he still going to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Donversations is now going to be on Friday nights.
Okay.
So that's happening. There is no Green Room show this week. We start working at White Post this week. Mm-hmm. So we do that, and then we have a murder mystery. The Bellport Brewing Company in Bellport. We're performing there this Saturday night. I do believe it's sold out, but call them anyway, because maybe they'll book another show. Plain Edge, says Jeff. No, it's the Bethpage Library. What's that? Powell's Avenue there? Right off Broadway? So yeah, call the Bellport Brew Company. Tell them you want to see Knockem Dead. And then maybe they'll book us for a second night or something.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, so we're not doing Green Room show because we've got to do White Post and then straight over to the Murder Mystery. So it's a little bit of a light schedule this week. But the shows that are on are still great, and it's going to be a fun week. Jeff says that's too far. Still going to be a lot of fun. We've got some great shows this week. So, yeah, so keep it locked. The Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Again, we appreciate the support on Twitch. Please share the Twitch link on all your social media platforms. All the other shows are still on our YouTube channel this week. We're probably going to move them over in the next week or two. So, yeah, give or take.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, go to our YouTube channel and check out all the other shows and share that link as well. And we appreciate all the support. Right? We're out, right?
Yeah.
We're good? Okay. So enjoy the rest of your Monday. Oh, tomorrow is going to be fun. It's Tuesday Trivia. Fat J, Dan LaRocco, as usual, will be here. And I've confirmed they will be here.
Okay.
Dan got all serious with me. Stuff going on with my family. That's why I wasn't there. Take it easy, cowboy. Smack you in the face. Chris Cassandro is joining us tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia.
Okay.
And Lisa Malazzi will be here tomorrow.
Wow, busy day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, all fun people. It's going to be a blast. Lisa Malazzi, you guys remember? She did Tuesday Trivia with us, what was it, like a month or so ago?
She can read words backwards.
Which we're going to make her do tomorrow. She can read words backwards like that. She doesn't even have to think about it. Let me see. E-sob fedge. E-sob fedge. She would just Esofeb, or see, I messed it up already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some fun with her. When she was here last time, we had a great time with her, and then with Jay and Dan and Chris, it's gonna be a wild one.
Fremder said it sounds like a Star Wars name. True.
Yeah, that's true. It does. All right. So join us tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you later.